Hello. Hey, thank you for volunteering for me today. So, this is the Spongebob race. This is the race that does involve a little bit of water and a chance of getting wet. Some kids love it, some kids aren't the hugest fans, so I am going to allow a little bit of choice on this one. So, when the kids come over to you, you're going to divide them up into three groups. So, you're going to have your three Home Depot buckets full of water, and they should be ready to go. There's also a line of like little poly spots lined up towards the fill bucket on the other side. So there's kind of three lines. So basically, you'll get kids divided up. It's like seven-ish kids per team, depending on numbers. And I'm leaving extra poly spots with you, so you can kind of adjust as needed. So direct the kids to stand on a poly spot and tell them that this is their relay team for the SpongeBob race. The person that's closest to the Home Depot bucket is the one that's going to start the race on the go signal. On the go signal, they grab the sponge. It is soaked with water from the bucket. They're going to toss it to the next person. So this is kind of a throwing and catching relay. They're going to toss it to the next person in line. Ideally, that person would catch it. They would throw it to the next person. They would throw it on down the line until it gets to the last person that's closest to the fill bucket. They're going to squeeze the sponge for all the water to squeeze and fill the fill bucket. And now they're tossing the dry sponge back towards the front. Okay, so that's kind of how ideally that would work. Now, if kids are a little hesitant to get wet, you can tell them that they don't have to catch the sponge. They can just kind of let it drop next to them on the throw, and then they can pick it up and toss it to the next person. So it's kind of relatively easy to not get as wet. It just depends on throws. Make sure, especially with the older grades, it's not an overhand throw. It is an underhand toss and catch style. So the idea would be the team that over floods their fill bucket first wins. They can take that fill bucket that is now full of water and to just kind of reset, they can dump that water back into the Home Depot bucket. Then you can mix up teams, you can mix up the order of teams, and then you can just keep doing that for the full 15 minutes, and it should be a lot of fun. The only thing I'm a little worried about is just the making sure there's sufficient water. So I'm hopefully going to have that hose available and ready to go, but you might have to have kind of gophers ready to go to kind of refill the Home Depot buckets between each station. And I think that should work pretty good. I'll keep an eye on this one if I have to make any adjustments. But yeah, that's how the SpongeBob station works. So just mixing up teams, mixing up the order of teams, and just seeing which team can fill up their fill bucket the fastest. So should be lots of fun. Thanks for helping.